All right, welcome. Our next edition on the podcast, and we originally ran into each other in Boston.
Absolutely.
But happy to see you here in New York.
Yeah.
And you've had some firm changes, so tell us about that first.
Oh, absolutely. And just want to say thank you so much for, it's great to meet you and finally do this. And just really appreciate your contributions to raising awareness and sharing all your insights, not only on LinkedIn, but through this podcast and stuff. It's great to have a voice that's raising topics and helping drive, the something that as architects, we're not very good at, which is just communicating with each other, sharing insights, best practices,
Sure.
right? Because when clients hire us, this is like baseline, right? They're looking for folks that actually, have a level of competency, but things are so nuanced in our industry that not having platforms like this or having the ability to communicate and share is a detriment. And so this is actually really raising the level of proficiency across the industry. So I just want to make sure that I started with that because
I appreciate it. I think it's the reason why I do this and why I'm happy you're on is because, first of all, I think I attract participants that want to share what's happening behind the scenes. And a recurring theme across the country is, we have these new upgrades or updates rather to codes and revisions, and you get this like chaotic moment of what do we do from the manufacturer standpoint on how do we upgrade our systems for compliance, but then not from envelope consultants and architects on enforcement and integration into design documents. How do we make this work? One recurring topic that we've been talking about for years is energy code and the challenges associated with that. But I think the big thing now is having a recurring theme too is a focus on performance over compliance. So we need to adapt to and comply with the requirements, but there's much more of a focus on performance and focusing on that three-dimensional analysis of your spandrel conditions or those interfaces that were at one point overlooked. So maybe you could talk a little bit about why the firm has focused on adopting some of the practices to address those issues and some of the technology behind that.
And if it's okay with you, I want to feed the first question in of, the changes that have happened with Studio NYL. So we've always been, a design forward consultancy, and we've been able and fortunate enough to collaborate with folks that want to achieve aspirational design in whatever modality that may be. Sometimes it's a look at me kind of imagery on magazines, hero images, but other times some of our most successful projects are the more modest ones where you actually, where design contributes or matters most, right? To be able to elevate a small, modest project into a level that conventional thought or processes couldn't do. And so with the merger with Lurch Bates, we're able to take our small little team and combine it with the infrastructure, the leading technology, and the wonderful practitioners that already exist there. And this is just like a booster pack because you've got folks that I've started to meet across the country, and the passion for architecture, for design, for giving a damn about process, about performance is unparalleled. And so you combine these two elements and these two groups together, and it's just like going to be a rocket ship that goes up. And so we touch on performance, and so sure, there's a mixed bag of different criteria, different code standards, different code bodies. Some municipalities have decided to take more of a tip of the spear approach and really kind of lead the nation in progressive performance targets, either through Massachusetts, which has the stretch code. They also have an additional opt-in code, which is even more stringent. So some municipalities have decided that it's better for their community and constituents to really keep raising the bar even beyond what the normal legislation requires. You have Minnesota, which has the E3, I think, or B3, I can't quite remember what it is. But it has similar kind of progressive nature where for that code, they're actually looking for the performance targets for every room along the exterior enclosure. So it's not just an aggregate or an average U value calculation, but it's per room to make sure that the occupant comfort and the performance for that space behind the exterior enclosure meets certain criteria. And so you're really seeing this ability to dial in and target not only global building performance, but spatial performance as well. And the industry needs to adapt and to respond. We've taken the initiative in-house of developing our own bespoke tools that can start to automatically track point thermal bridging, linear thermal bridging, perform calculations in near real time. It acts as a design tool to provide feedback from what is ostensibly an opaque idea of how do you synthesize all these different conditions to help inform the design team to make better decisions.
So it's all great. And I think you start from a point of setting new benchmarks or precedents, and then other jurisdictions and geographies start to adopt those principles. So it's almost like you could look at what's happening in the heating dominated climate zones and say, that's going to come, next to New York, then in the mid-Atlantic and so forth. What are the challenges when it comes to more strict requirements and then actually having the resources to help teams comply with it? I mean, what you're describing, all the additional resources needed to do all those modeling efforts.
Yes.
Is that readily available?
No, that's going to be a challenge, I think, for many municipalities. So think IECC 2024, which is going to start being adopted in various jurisdictions just through the natural evolution of adopting the next code cycle.